Okay, complete problem 1 first. Then come check. Okay. So if you get here, scroll to see if your answer is right, and then if it's wrong, you need to backspace up and figure out where you went wrong. So the problem is 1, 5, and it's got a comma, but that comma is not needed. It's 1,500, the comma should have been there, times 1/3 times 2/5. Okay, so we have to deal with our PEMDAS, what's in the parentheses first. Well, this is 1,500 over 1 times 1/3. That is step 1. We're dealing with the parentheses. And I'm just bringing down my 2/5 because I can't do anything with it. Now we're going to solve what is inside the parentheses by multiplying across the top. 1,500 over 3. Bringing down the 2/5 because it hasn't changed. 1,500 divided by 3, I'm going to go off to the side if I need to. 1,500 divided by 3. 3 into 1 is nothing. 3 into 15 is 5. And so I got to fill in my zeros. So the answer to inside of the parentheses is 500. I'm going to bring down my 2/5 because I haven't dealt with it yet. And now we're doing the same thing that we just did. We're going to multiply. So 500 over 1 times 2 over 5. I'm going to multiply 500 times 2, and I get 1,000 over 5. That means 1,000 divided by 5. That's a separate work. 1,000 divided by 5. 5 goes into 10 2 times. Left with the 0. 5 goes into 0, 0 times. Bring down the 0. I have a 0. 5 goes into 0, 0 times. And I'm done. So your final answer for the first one is, and you're going to type 200. Now, if you have done the scroll thing and your answer that you came up with is not 200, you need to rewatch the video and figure out where you went wrong. It might have been in order of operations. Now we're going to do problem number 2. Complete problem number 2. Come here to check. Again, see if you're right. If you're right, great. Go on. If you're wrong, you need to make sure that you watch all of this. So this next problem is 225 divided by 1/3 times 2/3. So this one's a little bit different. I still have to deal with what's in the parentheses, but when I'm dividing by a fraction, that means I have to flip. 225 multiply by 3 over 1. Have I done anything with the 2/3? Nope, because it's not inside my parentheses. I just bring it down. So I'm going to multiply 225 times 3. Miss Began is not perfect. I'll change color to show that I'm doing work off to the side. 225 times 3. 15 carry the 1. I got 7. I got 675. I really hope that I'm right. Put my color back. 675 is the answer over 1, which is the same as 675. So I don't need it over 1. Let's see if I can get that. And at this point, now I have the times 2/3. Still dealing with multiplying fractions. So when you're multiplying fractions, they both have to be fractions. I'm going to make 675 over 1. Ta-da! Do 675 times 2. Oh, gosh. I'm going to go off to the side. 675 times 2. It's 10. Carry the 1. 5, 1. Okay, so what I got for that is 675 times 2 is 1,350 over 1 times 3 is 3. Great. Now I have to divide again. I should have changed the color, sorry. 1350, my top number goes under, my other number goes outside. 3 goes into 13 4 times, it's close. Okay, bring down my 5. 3 goes into 15 5 times. Bring down my 0. 3 goes into 0 0 times. So guess what? This one comes out even. So the final answer to this one is 450 is your final answer. Okay, now we're going to do number 3, which is a real world scenario. Real world scenarios tend to make students struggle. But here's the thing I want you guys to know. I want you to, again, try on your own. Then come back and see what I did. Kids think very differently. So the way that I did it might not be the way that you did it. And that's totally okay. So real world scenario 2, it wants us to find out a couple of things. So 1, what are you being asked to find? What is the amount of each person's profit? Number 2, we've got to come up with an expression. Well, before I can come up with an expression, I've got to think about everything. Okay, so this is not what I'm typing. This is my work. They invested 14,500 total. They all invested 14,500. After 1 year, they earned a profit equal to 1/5 of their investment. Okay, so I need to take 1/5 of this. So that means I'm going to do times 1/5. That means it's going to equal the profit for all. And that might be where things got a little confusing if I'm betting some mistakes are made. When they're saying that they got a profit equal to 1/5 of their investment, that first part of the sentence, or that first sentence, is saying it's of the total. It's not of each person. That is the total amount that they got. So let's see. So I'm going to take, if I'm typing, I'm going to take 1/5 times 14,500. Okay, that's part of what I'm typing. I'm thinking out loud. This is what you do when you have a word problem. Okay, so 14,500 divided by 5. That's what that means. Let's do a little math over here. 14,500 times 5. So what that really means is that I'm doing 1,4,500 divided by 5. When I take something in a fifth, I'm dividing it by 5. 5 goes into 14 2 times. Bring down that. Oops, not that. Bring down that. It goes in, 5 goes into 45 9 times. And then bring down the 0. And multiply, I got to 0. Bring down the 0 again. So 2,900 is the total amount. Okay. So this one's an expression, but I'm not sure that I really want to do the whole expression thing. So because it's asking me for 3 totals, right? So technically that's going to end up being 3 expressions. So this part is the total profit. But then I need to figure out what Mac gets. So Mac will get 2/5 of it. But the next guy, and we'll change his color, Jason, I guess I didn't change it to a good color, his part of the total profit is 1/4 of it. So notice that I'm not taking it times 14,500. I'm taking it times the profit for all, which came from over here. And we came up with that as $2,900. And then the last person is the rest of the profit. So this one doesn't, the teachers are asking for an expression, but I'm not sure that we can really do an expression with the limited information that we have. But we can solve it. So we'll talk about how to write an expression for this one later. But the reality is it's 3 different expressions because there's 3 different people. So we can figure out some other things. And we've done this at the beginning of the year, doing some different problems. Let's go ahead and figure out what Mac earned. Now, he is gray, so we're going to take that total profit, which the total profit, remember, was $2,900. So Mac is 2,900 times 2/5. That's his profit. And then Jason's profit is 2,900 times, not 1/5, 1/4. And we'll worry about Yuri later because that's reading, continuing to read. So let's figure out how to do this. We're going to go back to gray. We're going to do 2,900 like we did on our earlier problems. We're going to put 2,900 over 1 and divide it by 5. So 2,900 times 2 is, 2,900. Miss Began always makes mistakes if she tries to do things in her head, so she's not going to. 5,800. 5,800 over 5. All right, so now I have to divide it again. So 5,800 divided by 5, I might be able to do that in my head. You guys should go off to the side. I'm going to do it the right way. 5,800 divided by 5. 5 goes into 5 one time. Bring down the 8. 5 goes into 8 one time. So that's 3. Bring down the 0. It goes into that 6 times. So 30 minus 30. Bring down the last 0. Okay, so now we have figured out the profit that Mac got, which is $1,160. Jason, we got to do the same thing. So we're going to take it and we're going to make this one a fraction. 2,900 times 1. Yay, I can do that one without having to calculate it off to the side. 1 times 4. But I have to go over and do the division, which we know if I had a calculator, it'd be okay, but I don't. So I'm not going to. 4 goes into 29 7 times. That's as close as I can get. 4 times 7 is 28. And then 1, bring down the 0. It goes into that once. Nope, twice. 7, 2. So 2 times 4 is 8. That's 2. Bring down. And 725 is my answer. So the part that Jason gets is 1160. Nope, did that wrong. Sorry. He only gets $725. All right, so let's go back to our problem and read about Curie. Gets what's left. So now it's involving, let's think about some things. So if she gets what's left, she gets what's left from 2,900. So I've got to do our original profit, 2,900, minus Mac's share, and minus Jason's share, or 725. It's hard to talk and work at the same time. All right, so of course I wrote them out like that, so now I've got to rewrite it on top of each other. 2,900 minus 1160, 0, carry the 1, 4, 8, 7, 1. Okay, so I did that step. Let's do the next step. Minus 725 for Jason. That would be 10. 10 minus 5 is 5. 3 minus 2 is 1. 7 minus 7 is 0. And 1. So we did that part. So when I subtract all of those things, our friend Yuri gets what's left, and she gets 1,015. Okay, so in terms of expression, what I'm going to have you guys type, and I'll put it in black, type, there will be 3 expressions. This means I know that you've listened to this for number 2. Okay, for the expression. But then we do our solving at the bottom, and I think you've got your dots. So you're going to select the dots with Jason. Jason has $725. That's what you subtract. Mac has 1,160. And Yuri, or Curie, I said the wrong name in the whole time, has that much. So there is the word problem for today. Oh, Miss Began made a mistake. Who's going to find it first? I did it out of order, so this is section 2. Let's see if we can go up here. This one is section 2, part 2. Miss Began made an oopsie. I'm not recording this whole thing again. Hopefully you can understand that you just scrolled down to the bottom. Welcome to my life. All right, yes, we all make mistakes and we learn from them, but I guarantee you I continue to make them. So now we're going to deal with real world scenario part 1. Oops. That's my bad. Okay. Please try it and come back. We need to guess if 3 3/4 of candy cost $20.25. How much does 1 pound of candy? So we're going to have to divide the bigger number by the smaller number. But in order to do that, this needs to be a fraction or this needs to be a decimal. So if you choose to go the fraction way, then this guy will be 20 1/4. So we're going to do division with fractions first, if that's the way that you choose to do it. Let me get a better color. We're going to divide 20 1/4 divided by 3 3/4. Now, can we do that? No, we need to make them mixed numbers first. And that means that you're going to do the times going this way and then add. So 20 times 4 is 80 plus the 1. So it's 81/4 divided by, and again, I've got to do the same thing. We're going to go times, and then we're going to add. So 4 times 3 is 12, plus 3 is 15, all over 4. Now we have the same denominator, so we can multiply, or divide. But remember, division is we have to flip. So 81/4. Okay, I gotta scroll down. 81/4 times 4/15. What I love about this is I can cancel that because that's the same. And you end up with 81/15. Do we like that? No. We need to make it a mixed number. So how many 15s are in 81? Well, 15 plus 15 is 30. Plus 15 is 45. Plus 15 is 60. Plus 15 is 75. So it sounds like I get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 holes. And then I have how much left over? 81 minus 75. 6. We have a little bit left over. 5 6/5. Still have to turn it into a estimation. So if we were estimating it, I would definitely do it a little differently than this. And it's not looking like any of my answers. So if I were estimating, it'd be about $10, but I don't think that's right. It can't be 60. So maybe we just estimate a different way. So if you don't want to go through all that, estimate it. We have 4 pounds of candy. For $20. Which one of those number choices is the closest? I don't like any of them, but I didn't make this. So we are going to estimate that they cost about the $6 that's on there. And hopefully that's a lot of talking. I know it's not perfect. You can see that it's always math. Mistakes are okay as long as you keep trying.